Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful woman called Wanja. Wanja was a woman in love with a man called Joro, and she loved him more than anything. Everyone in the village was aware of their relationship, and as they walked around in the village holding hands, people would stare at them with admiration. Oh, I wish I would have such a strong bond with someone, the maidens would whisper among each other. Wanja and Joro were completely in love with each other, and they spent majority of their time together. Wanja's mother would even joke saying, "You two spend a lot of time with each other. Soon, you two will start looking alike because of the amount of time you spend with each other." Joro was an orphan who had lost his parents a year ago, and because he treated her daughter right, Wanja's mother had told Joro that he was welcome at their house any day. So every morning, whenever Joro went to fishing, Wanja would accompany him and give him stories as he continued with his fishing operations. During their fishing, the young lovers would sing and dance as they enjoyed their time together. Even the waters of Lake Kisu were witnesses of their love and strong bond. As they sat on the boat, the two would make promises to each other and swear never to leave each other. As Joro touched Wanja's hand, he would tell her, "Oh honey, I love you so much. Meeting you was the best thing that has ever happened to me. You're such a beautiful and kind person, and I believe that God sent you to me because you're so perfect, baby. I promise to love you and never break your heart. I will love you and never leave you till death do us part." And then Wanja will smile, and with happiness in her eyes, she will give her promises to him. After fishing, the two would accompany each other to the market to sell fish. And as Joro will call out to the customers to come and buy fish, Wanja will pack the fish to the buying customers. After the day's sale, they will go fetch water and come to the house to cook together. And this was their life, simple yet peaceful and happy. So one day, as Joro was heading to Wanja's house, a sleek car pulled up beside him, and Joro was so shocked because he had not seen such a car in his entire life. The window rolled down, revealing a face that seemed familiar yet distant. Joro squinted, and disbelief crossed his face as recognition dawned. It was Cande, his childhood friend who had gone to the city when they were little. Joro couldn't believe his friend's transformation from the boy he used to play with in the village. As they were catching up on lost years and sharing stories, Cande told Joro about a job opportunity that he had heard about. "I am telling you, my friend, if you take this job and perform well at it, soon you'll be richer than me," Cande said. "However, this job is abroad, but I promise you it is worth it. Because my mom is currently sick and the bills are huge, I will only manage to give you half of the money required to go abroad, and you will have to find the other half. I have not yet told anyone else about this opportunity, so if you want it, it is yours," Cande told him. As Cande gave Joro a lift to Wanja's house, Joro was in deep thoughts. How will I manage to raise the money to go abroad? He wondered, and after promising to get back to Cande with feedback, Joro alighted the car and Cande left. As the car disappeared, Joro looked with admiration, and he desired to be wealthy. And so, Joro, who never hid anything from Wanja, told her what had happened and the opportunity he had been given. "This opportunity can open a lot of doors for us, baby. We can accomplish all those dreams that we have. And this child that I'm carrying can live a better life than we grew up. Wanja said with excitement in her face. But there was one big issue. Where will they get the money? They all wondered. After much thinking, Wanja decided to take a loan from the village women's group. Wanja's mother tried to warn her against taking the loan, but Wanja, who loved Joro more than anything, said that this will be life-changing for them and for the child that she was carrying. And so, Wanja took the loan and Joro went to work abroad. Joro worked hard in his job, and for a few months he sent letters and money to Wanja. And then suddenly he stopped replying to Wanja's letter and he stopped sending money to her. Wanja sent him letter after letter, but Joro never replied any of her letters. Wanja was worried sick as she thought to herself, "This is unlike him. Why has he not replied any of my letters? Did something bad happen to him? Oh, I'm so worried." And so, every night, Wanja would kneel down and pray to the gods to protect her man. The man he was praying for was busy partying abroad and chasing one woman after the other. Meanwhile, life in the village had become so hard and tough for Wanja. Wanja's mother had gotten ill and all the money Wanja earned from selling fish was used on her mother's medication. Also, the women from the village women group were demanding the money that Wanja had borrowed them, and some were even threatening her. Wanja was stressed and miserable. She cried every day, begging the gods for a solution, for she felt like giving up and she was frustrated with life and herself. So, one day, during one of his visits, Cande passed by at Wanja's place to see how they were doing. Cande was shocked to see Wanja. She had lost a lot of weight and she looked miserable. Cande was even more shocked when he heard that Joro never sent money home or replied to Wanja's letter. Cande had a lot of sympathy for Wanja and he paid Wanja's loan and bought her groceries. In addition, Cande took Wanja's mother to a good hospital in the city where she was treated and soon became well. From that day, Cande took the responsibility of checking up on Wanja and the newborn baby, for at that time Wanja had already delivered. He provided for them everything and would constantly visit them. Cande and Wanja fell in love with each other, and Cande took Wanja and her baby to the city and he opened a big business for her. Wanja was happy and she gained back all the weight that she had lost from stress. Just like the prodigal son in the Bible, one day Joro came back to the village and he looked homeless. Because of his partying nature, Joro had lost all his money and he had lost his job because he was unserious at work. He went to Wanja's house in the village to try to talk and apologize to her, but he met Wanja's mother's angry face. Wanja's mother went on to tell him, "My daughter loved you, but you took her love for granted and forgot about her and your kid. It's too late. Wanja is a successful businesswoman in the city and she's happily married. Get out of my house now, you son of Judas." So, what's the moral lesson? This story teaches us that we should not forget the people who helped us when we were down and struggling. Anyway guys, that was it for today's story. I really hope that you enjoyed it and learned something out of it. I hope to see you in my next one. Kwaheri.